Checklist.io.
All right, welcome to Gen X-Rated Thursday edition. Billy, trying another song since I keep getting another letter. What do you think?
Yeah, I like it. I wasn't sure I was in the right place with the new music, but you know what? I like it. I'm going to give it a thumbs up.
All right, love your positivity.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I got used to the other songs too because I was playing through them. But once you get the letter, what's the point?
Yeah, and the letter seems to come like clockwork. It's crazy.
I know this one took a couple extra days, but what are you gonna do? Here we are, another song, and we'll see if we get another letter.
Well, I think we're getting to the point where we're just going to have the barking dog.
Wouldn't be bad. And with
Unless,
you for Christmas, why not?
unless Shay sends us a letter to cease and desist.
I'll just put her in her crate if I have to.
Just throw her a treat. She'll be fine.
I know she has little say and little care anyway, unless it's
Yeah, she's
food
pretty
related.
indifferent.
So, how's your day going today? A little gloomy out there, as we talked about.
A little gloomy, but yeah, no, good day. It's been it's been a good day.
Good. Well, let's stick with that. I'm all about the good day. We
Say good day.
we're a little under the weather on Tuesday. Things have been going around here. I mean, it's not like measles,
Yeah.
thankfully.
Yeah. So yeah, something's definitely making the rounds.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I guess maybe we'll start with that. I'm not really sure what it is. I mean, there were some people with sinus, there were some people with chest, there were some people with stomach, some had body aches. It's just crazy. So
Yeah, some had chills.
yeah, it was very strange. We don't really have the CDC to depend on to find out what might be in your area or what might be affecting people or where you might get some relief other than going to the ER, which nobody's going to do because it's not affordable and you're losing your health care. Anyway, it gets worse. South Carolina, 27 more cases of measles in Spartanburg County. Utah's now up to 115 cases of measles. 27 new cases were exposures at school, churches, and in households. Thought it was funny because Cole had mentioned, and I didn't put it together, but he had come out to practice on Sunday. And I was like, you think you got it from one of the ladies? But he was like, no, where I'm dressing, all these kids are there because they have the 6U skate cross ice, and it's packed with children and probably sick parents. So
Yeah.
that started the ball rolling. He spread it to the next person, who apparently gave it to the next person, and we've seen just from our whole hockey community, people sick for various reasons. It's just it's kind of crazy. I mean, Iowa canceled school Tuesday and Wednesday because 30% of their staff and students were out, and that was mainly influenza A, which I haven't heard about, but
Whoa.
it is flu season. You should be getting your flu shot if you believe in
Shot, yeah.
vaccinations.
I need to do that.
Not sure if you follow whose guidelines these will be, but people used to get flu shots every year. So
It's true.
So glad people are starting to feel better. Kind of a big deal because it just goes around and around, and it makes everything a little bit more difficult.
Oh, dude, the flu's miserable, man.
Oh my God, I don't even want to talk about that. Some of the worst times ever, frankly.
God, yeah. I got it like the week before your wedding. I was getting ready to drive up to Atlanta. It knocked me on my ass. And it was 2 really terrible days.
Pretty rough. Yeah, I still remember the last time, and it was just can't get comfortable, you can't get warm, then you can't get you chill down, then your body aches nonstop. It's better have some good drugs, is all I'm saying. And speaking of good drugs, you really need good drugs to live in this country because things are just upside down and batshit crazy. This person was on the Hill today. She wanted to start things softly. They're asking about some of the deportations, et cetera, how she's running Homeland Security. Kristi Noem. And of course, she wanted to introduce her family, but things got off the rails pretty quickly. You had protesters there, men in cloth and the cloth. They want ICE to be gone. She took a lot of heat. I don't think bringing your family was going to necessarily save that. It certainly didn't. She was grilled relentlessly. all she likes to do is talk over people. She has a blatant disregard for our elected officials. She feels like she's been picked by the chosen one, so she's allowed to interject and do whatever she wants, essentially.
She's extremely arrogant, and it's just so funny. I mean, first of all, the only thing dumber than bringing her family could have been bringing a dog. But none of these people realize that they haven't seen Trump's pattern. They're all in on Trump, but they don't realize he throws you overboard. He will throw you under the bus the minute that you become inconvenient or something becomes troublesome. They just don't seem to get that. And how they don't pick up on that, I don't know. Maybe it's just a hubris, arrogance. But yeah, I mean, they all think they're special, first of all. Like, oh, I have a special relationship with President Trump, but
and maybe they do.
Karoline throw his own kids, except his daughter, overboard.
Well, and it's strange for her to bring her family when one of the things that upsets Trump is her relationship with Corey Lewandowski, who's on her staff when she's not on his staff, so to speak. He's 3 chairs down. You're really carting your family out here when your lover's several seats down. It's kind of offensive.
Yeah.
But they weren't. They came with good questions for her. Everything above board and about the law. All things that I would think any administration or any regime would be able to answer that was in power. She really wasn't. They came after her about deportation of veterans. She said, we didn't deport veterans. And then up on the screen pops a gentleman who was deported to South Korea, who was shot several times in battle, has the Purple Heart, and would like to come back. He hadn't lived in South Korea since he was 7. Again, he did serve our military, and she said she'd look into that case, but they're just sweeping people up. It really doesn't matter. Rep Delia Ramirez, 3rd District, Illinois, came after her hard and said, you have 3 choices. You can resign, you can get fired by Trump, or you can be impeached. Articles of impeachment have been brought up against her and Hegseth for obvious reasons. This woman has a total fear of accountability, and the fact that during the hearing, she got up and said she had to leave. She said she had a meeting with FEMA. Turns out that meeting was canceled. So she really had no place to go, but it was pretty abrupt in her taking herself out of this hearing. I don't know that that's generally done when you're in front of Congress, but if you're part of this regime, you do what you feel like doing, I guess.
Well, until it catches up with you and Trump says, I don't even know her.
Homan's already trying to do that. He kind of is off that. You brought up the point that he's not a big fan of women to begin with.
That's pretty evident.
And he's trying to stay away from her because I think he sees the other shoe coming down. We'll see. She's overstepped her bounds a lot. This ICE thing is a complete debacle. When states do step up and enforce their laws, state laws, ICE generally tends to back down, which is a positive for all of us. They have no jurisdiction. They're not presenting warrants. They're just coming out and harassing people. They've broken into houses before under the claim that they're able to come in. I mean, that's just not how our laws work.
No, it's not. It's highly illegal, highly un-American. And I mean, and these are just thugs. They're just beating on people because they can. And take off the mask, tough guy. Take off that bulletproof vest. And let's see how tough you really are. It's just ridiculous.
Well, and it's state by state that has to kind of handle it. I did want to point out that Missouri was able, due to their state constitution, which has a provision that allows you to give voters a chance to repeal any act of legislation if organized and can collect enough signatures. That signature level is 300,000 signatures. They did get that from the voters to force a referendum on not gerrymandering our districts here in Missouri. Now the GOP is going to check all the signatures, which they love to throw them out. These people are dead, blah, blah, blah.
Seriously? Who are they sending to actually check each and every one of 300,000 signatures?
You couldn't do it.
No, that's such a lie. It's such bullshit. And these people they lie like they breathe, without effort, without thought.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. To that end, because Missouri, which is a red state and has been for the amount of time I've been here, you still have enough progressives and people that believe in the Constitution and democracy to get these signatures. Now, we've seen it before where we did it for minimum wage and then they decide they know better. We did it for a woman's right to choose. They think they know better. That'll be coming back on the ballot as well. And then Trump came out against Indiana. It was really the Heritage Foundation with Trump threatening. Indiana and the House passed their maps to gerrymander and take away the two lone districts that did have Democratic representatives. And it's going back to the Senate. The Senate had not passed it before, but now Trump's coming up pretty heavy-handed, saying if they don't pass this map, all federal funding will be stripped from the state. They won't be paving roads. Guard bases will be closed, and major projects will be stopped.
I mean, that sounds illegal.
It does sound illegal, but the threat is all that has to be made. You know, these guys are spineless, so they'll probably, have no will to put up any kind of fight for their constituents, which are supposed to be the people that they're representing and who support them. But
well, yeah, because I mean, essentially, they are taking away your vote. They're making it so your vote doesn't matter.
Correct. We did see, just as we came on, that the ACA subsidy extension bill, which was adopted by 16 GOP co-sponsors, because Trump has no plan, was a failure. They don't seem to want to, on the plus side, even pass the provision giving Americans the health savings account of what, $2,000? Was that what it was?
Yeah, I think it was $2,000. I thought I saw 1,200 or 2,000. I'm not sure, but either way, I mean, it's a drop in the bucket. That's maybe 2 months of premiums for you. And didn't their plan involve like a $10,000 deductible?
Yes.
So you're 10 grand in the hole before it really starts covering anything.
But here's 2 grand.
Here's 2 grand. Oh, wait, that's just for the privilege of having this piece of crap plan. Jesus. I mean, these people are so out of touch.
Yeah. So they want to give you $2,000 towards healthcare, some well wishes, and perhaps a pat on the back. Good luck.
Good luck, because you're going to need it. Better wrap yourself in bubble wrap and don't get sick.
Well, and one author had this, his son cut his finger. They went to the ER just as a precaution. No x-rays. They did receive a Tylenol, and it cost him $1,234. The average cost of a birth in this country without insurance is about $19,000. Cancer patient spends an average about $150,000 per treatment. And your insurance plans, as they are now, can be anywhere from $4,400 to $14,000 a year. None of this aligns with $2,000 in a health savings account is going to cover anything.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't even know where they're getting this from. I mean, the easiest thing to do is take the ACA, call it Trump Care, and extend it.
At least extend these subsidies. To your point, the ACA became law 15 years ago. It's been 8 years since Trump said he'd replace it. On Fox News 5 years ago, Trump said he'll sign a new healthcare plan in 2 weeks. We've been waiting for those 2 weeks. It's been 5 years. It's been a year ago since he made the concept about healthcare concepts, which sounded intriguing, but not very fulfilling. And he's been in office 11 months. Nothing's happened. How can you take away these subsidies that would actually not destroy people's livelihoods or their households and have no plan?
Because they don't care. I mean, again, these are not serious people. You know, your problems are not their problems. I mean, they've got their gold-plated health insurance for life.
That's true.
So, you know, yeah, I got mine, you get yours.
Get it your damn self is what people like to say.
Yeah, and you'd think that's one thing that we could all agree on. But, you know, you still have people out there like, I don't want that socialized medicine. You're getting your Social Security. You're getting your Medicare. What do you think that is?
Yeah,
it's just, exactly. You know, just do Medicare for all. But, and, you know, and even ever since they've been in office, I mean, they've gutted a lot of the strongest provisions out of the ACA, you know, the 10 essential benefits that need to be covered, gone.
Yeah.
The fact that, you know, under the original Obamacare, you couldn't be rejected for pre-existing conditions. That's gone. It's just ridiculous. I was listening to a podcast last night, and it was about expats, Americans who've gone to the Netherlands. And one fellow said, living in the Netherlands, he had a heart attack. He was in the hospital for 3 weeks. His bill was $32, and that was mainly for parking at the hospital and for the pizzas that he ordered while he was recovering. I mean, in the United States, that would have cost you like 33 grand. It's ridiculous. I mean, other countries seem to figure out a way to make this work. We're not even willing to do it. And a lot of this, like we've talked about before, stems back from the fact that they didn't want Black people to have any kind of health coverage. And then when Truman tried to do it in the 40s, it was, the AMA was pushing back against it, again, based on racism and classism. But it's obscene in a country with this much wealth that the people with the most wealth at the top don't want to pay their fair share.
Sure.
And they don't care about anybody else. And to make people go broke because they get sick or have an accident, which could happen to anybody at any time.
You're absolutely right. I just want to say, because you talked about the extreme wealth at the top of the system, we talked about Michael Dell and giving to those accounts for newborns, which sounds like a great idea. But I just wanted to point out that it's just everything's kind of slanted in their favor. So Michael Dell was going to give, and his wife, $6.25 billion to put $250 into each of these kids' accounts where families earn less than $100,000 and live in a certain zip code, et cetera. The bottom line is, and we saw this in the NFL with the players and their foundations, he can write off 74% of that $6.25 billion today. Very helpful. He is worth, I think we said, $148 billion. So he's got some assets he needs to start hiding before he's dead for his heirs. This is under the federal government program for public purposes. So since he's doing this, he can write off 74% of that right away. It shrinks his estate. He avoids 40% taxes on the heirs, and he also maintains control of the family wealth. So it's about avoiding taxes. And I'm not saying that's why he's doing it. I'm not discounting his generosity and being willing to step up. What I'm saying is it's tilted to the benefit of, hey, he's doing this, but he's really getting a lot in return.
Oh yeah, it's obscene. And these people are obsessed with, cutting their taxes. Like, the only time you even feel what you're paying is when, you sign the statement that you're, the check that your accountant sends to you to send into the IRS. I mean, they don't need that money. They don't even notice it's gone. If you don't tell them, they're not even going to notice. I mean, they have so much money, there's no way they can lose money.
Well, but you call them hoarders, and I think
they are
right.
Hoarders.
So they wouldn't miss it, but again, it's more about them having and you not, I think.
Oh, exactly, because they're the chosen ones. They're special.
The last part on the healthcare front, RFK Jr. does have a new disease registry to track people with autism. It does sound reminiscent of the Nazis coming for this disabled first. I don't think that's something you can hide. And we did, I don't know if I gave the numbers, but on that money directly to the people that did fail in the Senate, 51-48. So there was just enough sense to realize that, hey, this is insane. This is not going to work, and it's not a solution. It makes us look like morons. So hopefully they'll come up with something better. I don't know. But at this point, 20 million people are going to come off their premiums and have no health care. So it'd be nice if they could maybe extend it and keep working on this.
Well, and they're going to expire at the end of the holiday season when people are already, out of pocket with gift giving and everything. So, the credit card bills start coming in for, the Christmas presents and everything. And all of a sudden now your premiums, you're either going up 100% or, you can get rid of your coverage. But it's not a good option for anybody either way.
Yeah, getting rid of your coverage is a horrible idea. Let me put up these two ding-dongs. Mainly because they were at the airport doing their pull-ups and such. But this is RFK, the same guy that wants to track autism, is standing at the airport with Secretary Duffy. And their big plan is to make airports into gyms. I mean, they busted out the chin-up bar, and RFK did his, and then Duffy had to get up and do his, and then some influencer came out and did his. Look, oh, there he is cheering on Duffy. Duffy had to take his shoes off because the weight was a little too much. You know, and then people are like, oh, what about being all sweaty and stuff? You said to dress nicely, and we didn't need, you know.
Yeah, I mean, look at those pit stains. Do you want to sit next to that guy for 2 hours?
God, no.
It's just, it's the dumbest thing. And that's what these guys are worried about. And the little sign, the little placard on their podium, make travel family friendly again. When wasn't it family friendly? I mean, travel's not friendly for anybody.
Yeah. And for the record, maybe those kids could cry a little bit less. Okay. I'm just saying.
Yeah, maybe so. That'd be kind of nice. But, you know, this is what you're worried about.
Yeah. This is what you're worried about. That day, I think there were over 4,000 delayed flights. And these two ding dongs were doing pull-ups in an empty terminal because nobody's allowed within 90 yards of them or something.
Yeah. It's just ridiculous. It really is. It's straight out of idiocracy.
It
where are
is,
you going to
but,
put those things in a crowded airport? I mean, anybody who's been anywhere near an airport, especially, you know, during the holiday season, it's crowded everywhere. You're going to put that right in the middle of a concourse where, you know, any ding dong can just stop and do 10 pull-ups. I mean,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
Certainly not ideal. And to that point, maybe the airports will slow down a little bit with international travel. We've talked about tourism in the past. Just a list of countries that are coming here, not coming here to visit based on cruelty and difficulty and visiting. To put it bluntly, I don't even know what else to say. We treat people like shit that aren't from here. But Austria is down 25%. Denmark is down 35%. The UK, nearly 20%. Norway, 30%. Spain, 25%. Germans are 30% less coming here. They're trying to implement a new U.S. Custom and Border Protection, which they could soon demand not only your 5 years of your phone records, but also all of your old email addresses, 5 years of social media history, info about close relatives, and wait for it. The best is last. We might need some DNA.
Just so I can come and visit your fucking failing country. I don't think so.
It's amazing. I mean, we have CODIS, which is a lot of DNA samples of criminals, and it's state by state because you have to do a certain amount of whether it's a felony or an extreme misdemeanor for them to be allowed by law to take your DNA, and then it goes into the system, which can be very helpful when you're hunting down criminals. I don't discount that. But my point is you have a right. Now you're taking anybody from anywhere that's not here and demanding their DNA is just like something out of the Twilight Zone. It's insane.
It really is. It's like we're doing everything possible to cut ourselves off from the rest of the world. I mean, this is total isolationism.
Except we keep that relation with Russia. The G7 might turn into the C5. China, US, Russia, India, and Japan. We don't need the rest of you because you're not doing nothing for Trump.
Yeah.
So who needs you? And I just wanted to close on the tourism. It's already down $30 billion in 2025. That's a lot of money. It's a lot of livelihoods. I'm sorry?
Billion with a B.
Billions with a B. Yeah. It's a lot of money. And a lot of people depend on tourism for tchotchkes, T-shirt sales, whatever. Coming to your business, seeing what great things America has to offer, which seems to be dwindling.
Yeah, it really does. I mean, seriously, 5 years of social media, all your email contacts, DNA sample, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, the DNA was a little bit crazy for sure. But you know, when you have somebody like Pam on the case.
Oh yeah, Pam Bondi, there she is. On the level, always straight up Pam Bondi. Jesus Christ, look. It looks like the rot in her soul is starting to leach out through her face.
Got the barking dog over here.
Well, that picture is enough to scare anybody. Of course the dog's going to bark looking at that. And that's not to be demeaning. I'm just talking about just her
her
just
soul.
That rotten side of her that leaches through. It's nothing to do with her appearance. I'm not demeaning her, I'm not making light of her appearance, but she is a truly terrible person. People like her and Christy Noem, KKK Karoline. I mean, these are just awful people. They lie without even thinking about it. they're just horrible.
You're absolutely right. I just wanted to add, since we're taking the DNA of tourists that may come to this country, Pam Bondi is now ordering the FBI to compile a list of domestic extremist threats. There's 5 categories. So this is about ideology, not something you might have been planning or have in the works. It's just about how you think now. That would be a real problem. Number 1, anybody that opposes ICE or border enforcement, law enforcement would be on that list. Extreme views on open borders or mass migration, you've made the list. Any of that radical gender ideology, like accepting people how they see themselves, you're on the list. Anti-Americanism, anti-capitalism, anti-Christianity, on the list. And anybody that's hostile towards family traditions, religion, views of family, and morals. Like, how are you judging this?
Yeah,
and
who's defining
the
morals? These people have no morals.
Well, you better get in line with theirs because your ideology seems a little bit different.
Yeah, I'm guessing we'd be on that list.
Hey, you give yourself a lot of credit.
It's so un-American. I mean, we have a thing called the Constitution. We have civil liberties. We have freedom of speech. I don't even know who these people are and what the fuck. It's this again, it's just so disturbing on so many levels. I mean, it's so un-American.
It is really un-American. We're being kind of sold a bill of goods as if everything we grew up thinking was American isn't, when in all actuality, they're doing everything the opposite of what we were told. The melting pot, welcoming immigrants. And I'm not even talking about assimilating. You learn to work amongst each other. You take the best of what people have to offer and you make it your own, whatever that is. Like you said the other day, I love Indian food. I'm a big fan of Mexican food. I like Italian food. What? I'm going to be Elon. If he had to eat one thing the rest of his life, it'd be cheeseburgers, he said, because it was an amazing invention. It's a burger with cheese.
Yeah.
You didn't even say there was mustard, ketchup, pickles, onions, nothing. Cheeseburger.
Ugh.
He's brilliant, by the way. Brilliant.
Pretty mediocre genius, if you ask me, but what do I know?
What do you know? You didn't invent nothing.
Yeah. Well, or I didn't have the money to buy somebody else's invention and claim it for my own.
You're absolutely right about that. And he did. Speaking of lying and gaslighting and everything else that's horrible, let me get this woman up here. It's KK Karoline. There's not much to hide when it comes to her and her grifting, which is pretty major daily. We hadn't seen her for a couple of days, which was kind of nice.
It's kind of nice.
But she's back, and she's back with a vengeance. She's going after the press. She doesn't really appreciate how they gaslight about Trump, how they mix his words and say so many untruths about him. I will say a couple statistics. The U.S. national debt has risen 2.3 trillion since Trump took office. That seems like a lot. Trillion with a T. Let's see what we're working with here. I don't know where Trump's eyes are, but I think you could probably guess when this photo does pop up. 1.1 million layoffs were announced in November. Through November, we've had 1.17 million. In November, we had 32,000 private sector jobs that were taken away. It's the worst since the pandemic and most since the start of the Great Recession. But when you listen to Karoline, don't worry about those things because nothing to see here. It's all lies. She knows better. Trump knows better. The same thing about the back of his hand they asked about. He shakes a lot of hands. He's not having any treatment. He's not having it. He's in amazing shape. Nothing to see here. But the facts are so much different than what she says. But
oh, I know. Just again, lying on command like a trained SEAL.
And check your sources. I think she's decaying from the inside. The housing market has its biggest bubble in 135 years. The peak bubble, how they do their formula, was 2006. Their economic numbers were 266.4, which says peak bubble. Those numbers today, adjusted for inflation, are at about 300. 75% of homes are unaffordable to most people, which is a giant number. But then Karoline comes out today and says inflation's down, prices are down, but the fake media doesn't report that. I don't know how long she can continue to talk like that when natural gas is up 14%, electricity is up 10%, beef's up 25%, milk's up 36%, bread 28%. I mean, which is amazing. Coffee 26%. What are we doing here?
Just lying again.
But
the next thing it'll be, oh, it's not the lying media and your lying eyes. Your eyes are lying to you. Not telling the truth. Your bank account is lying to you. Your grocery bill is lying to you. Like, dude, I don't know how dumb you think people are, but they're not that dumb. When you're, when you see what you're paying per month just for your, your daily costs of living, I don't care what you have to say, Karoline. I don't care what those lips are saying.
And we know somebody that has that's renting, and they're being told that their energy costs are too high, and it's being taken as if the tenants are overusing, whether it's heating or whatever it may be, electricity. But the fact of the matter is, it's about costs. It's not about overusage of electricity. It's about what the cost is of electricity.
Yeah, well, the landlord wants to keep the temperature at 50 degrees.
I wasn't going to go into too many specifics, but yes.
I'm just saying that's like a meat locker. It's ridiculous. And you're paying your rent. And keep in mind, the landlord lives in a $2 million house in a very expensive area. So I'm just saying.
Stop. My point is, you said not everybody's stupid, and I'm trying to say, when energy costs go up, your utility bill goes up. It's not about overuse of a utility. It's about the fact that utility, electric, gas, natural gas, costs more. That's where it comes in. I don't care if you're a landlord, you're a homeowner, and you're paying the bill yourself. Don't be mad at yourself if your electric bill was more expensive because you're using the same amount. It's just costing more. I know this regime is telling you not.
I'm just saying it's outrageous. You pay your rent. And it's not like you're cranking it up to 80 because you want to, walk around in your shorts all winter.
That's a sidebar, is all I'm saying. And I'm not getting into that area.
I like the sidebar, okay?
Well, I'm taking you right off the sidebar, and I'm going to jump in with the wealthiest top 1% have a record of $52 trillion right now. Meanwhile, we have student loan debt at $1.65 trillion, both with a T, and we won't give forgiveness, but we're going to allow these people to run away with anything that's not nailed down in our country, basically.
Yeah, I mean, it's a real smash and grab.
It is, and we're allowing it, and we're involving countries like Qatar, and we're allowing the grift of a son-in-law of a very terrible person to make these deals in our name. And then we have Lutnick out here lying to us, telling us that, in 2 years, the GDP, which floats around maybe 2%, 3%, 4%, now they're saying 20%, 25%. Just give us a couple years. Well, a couple years, you and I will be in work camps by then, okay?
Yeah.
I mean, give me a break.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
You can't even make this shit up. Some of the positives are the fact that Trump, Susie Wiles is going to put him on the ballot. Even though it's a midterm, they're going to put him out as much as he can. Let him spread the word. I mean, I heard 200 people came out in Pocono, PA to see Trump the other day. 200 people. Lots.
It's like the Trump Lounge Act now. He's telling weird stories. He's just throwing out all kinds of bullshit. He's weaving.
Talked about, the Muslims, talked about the Somalis, talked about anything that somebody would want to hate on, he brought to that place. I think I forgot to tell him the speech was about affordability.
Affordability, it's a made-up word. Nobody cares about that word, affordability. What does that even mean? It's a made-up. It's a hoax, Democratic hoax.
It's so true. But at least he's true across the board. Trump will be on the ballot. I think that'll help. I say put him out there. He's got enough trouble getting around. You see most of his time he's sitting down because he's just not in good shape, even though they say he's in amazing shape. The proof is kind of in the pudding. He looks like shit. I don't wish him ill will, but we can't all live forever.
That's true. I mean, the man's almost 80, for God's sake.
I know. Just stop acting like he's a 45-year-old man. He's in better shape than Dr. Jackson. His proportions aren't the same as Ben Roethlisberger. Okay, he's not 6'3", 235. Give me a break.
Yeah. Solid muscle. Nobody's ever been in better shape than this president. Amazing shape.
It's insane. But just so we realize it's not just in this country, Trump's kind of lost his mind in that he's like, he says the people of NATO call him daddy.
Oh my God.
Anytime I see the Republican Congress representatives talking about daddy, it's really disturbing.
That is so disturbing.
It makes you look really bad personally because, who's your daddy? Like, that's just weird. It's weird. I see you're liking that.
That's so disturbing.
And it's all about Trump. He's really ready to walk away from Ukraine. He criticizes Europe, which is part of the C5 deal, that they would be excluded because he thinks they're weak, they're decaying, they're destroying themselves with immigrants. They're not racist enough, apparently.
Yeah.
And, he saved the U.S. We'd have been going down the same path if it wasn't for Trump and bringing all this hatred towards people that aren't white.
Oh, it's just unbelievable. It really is. And it's out there. It's hard to miss. I mean, at this point, if you're still believing in this guy, then you're either just, you drank the Kool-Aid or you're just a full-on dope.
Yeah. Or I guess you're a bit of a rube.
Yeah.
I would agree with that. KK Karoline, I think, took the day off, but she was back today in full force, just like expounding on all kinds of things that just don't make any sense, not based in reality, and helping people believe it. Now, she'll go into the next room, and that's when you get your right-wing influencers, and it's a lot more comfortable of a crowd because they're asking questions that she's written down on note cards anyway, right?
I know, yeah, like the ass-kissing crowd.
Yeah.
It's just unbelievable. But dude, who would even want that job? Who would want to get up every day and just spew lies?
I think it's wearing her down and out. And we'll see. The minute she crosses a certain age, she's not going to be that attractive to our dear leader.
Not to daddy.
Oof. Also, Karoline Leavitt talked about the Venezuelan oil tanker. She said it was an Iranian shadow vessel.
Yeah, the Iranians. Let's get that again. Let's get that going.
Yeah, and that's what Rubio said. Iran's in Venezuela. We got to tamp that down, boy. Maybe boots on the ground. We'll see. Again, I didn't think the Republican voters were looking for more foreign wars, but hey, if you get rid of all the brown people in our country, you better go after somebody else.
Again, I still think it comes down to anything to distract from those Epstein files.
Yes. Yeah, and that's one thing we have heard nothing about. The Department of Justice requested all the interviews to be released. I think that was something they wanted to do, mainly because it was hugely redacted, except for the victims' names. But this will continue to move forward. It can't be hidden, whether it's Epstein's family that's going to push the narrative and keep releasing the information. But people did terrible things. People should pay for the terrible things they did. And whether you're a Clinton or a Trump or a Gates, fill in the blank, it really doesn't matter. We all are held to the same standard. And what they did to children is unacceptable to all of us.
Totally unacceptable.
So you're right. We got to keep pounding on that one. And lastly, on the delusion part, Nancy Mace is running for South Carolina governor and is a bit crazy herself. She had that big dust up at airport security. Do you know who I am? Et cetera, et cetera. In the end, after several video reviews, she made an ass out of herself. Nobody did anything wrong to her, but she'd like to rename Black Lives Matter Plaza in DC after Charlie Kirk.
Oh God, she is such an ass. She really is ridiculous. I can't believe anybody would vote for her just based on
Yeah.
how insane she is.
She's
And not mocking mental health because it's important, but she is just filled with rage and hatred and
it's
dude.
really misplaced rage and
Mhm.
anger
Well,
at the
they
wrong
said the whole
people.
thing that she was complaining about was because there was a chain of miscommunication from her staff to law enforcement, and a lot of it was because she goes through staffers like you and I change our socks. She's extremely hard to work for. Huge turnover. So yeah, you had to wait 15 minutes. Gosh, that's horrible. You should really throw a giant temper tantrum and make a national news story out
She
of
didn't
it.
even wait in line. She was like by a sidebar. Like,
Oh, I
how is
know.
this so taxing to you when if you looked at holiday travel, I mean, people were in line, people had flights canceled. There were no chin-up bars, so I don't know what they were doing.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
crazy.
She
She's
is a very
crazy.
disturbed individual.
She is. She's got problems, and people that care about her are worried about her mental health, as you said. And it's not a joke. It's just the facts. We don't look into mental health, and it usually comes around and bites us in the backside because people need the help, or you send law enforcement instead of some kind of mental health professional or social worker, and then you have a dead mental health victim.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because law enforcement is not trained to deal with that.
They're not. No, and I don't blame them either.
It's unbelievable.
It's pretty crazy. So, I mean, I don't know if you have anything to add to any of that madness.
I don't know, man. It's just madness, and every day it's something new. I mean, these people are just kind of making it up as they go along. All again, because they have they're not only busy distracting us from the Epstein files, but they're all in on Project 2025. They are definitely looking to dismantle democracy and freedom in this country and make it into a white nationalist Christian state. All because the Heritage Foundation wants it that way, and it's offensive to all of us.
I think it's going to be hard to push that across the finish line. We'll see how Indiana plays out, but I know they expect full support in Texas. I know their governor's an awful person, Hot Wheels, and he's just pushing this extreme agenda. And I don't think that, as Ted Wentz said, Texians are going to fall in line whether you're, red, blue, or in the middle. It's just not. You're taking away people's rights to vote, and that affects all of us. And I think people are wising up to that quite a bit.
Yeah, I hope so.
It's a must. Um, you, I don't know who's sitting at home, and I try and stay off it as much as possible. But between the Besant, who was in Pennsylvania talking about the bond market, if you saw the people in the crowd there, I don't know that they're too worried about their bond portfolio, but I will address the fact that when you're pumping bonds, your economy's in trouble.
Yeah.
Thanks for that, Besant. Then you have Lutnick talking about, $30 trillion. It was 18, 19, 20 trillion. Now we're up to 30 trillion, all these factories they're building. And then we find out that they're basically plans or concepts or pledges. Nothing real, nothing that's going to put you in that factory tomorrow because it hasn't even been built. But they're just telling you, just wait another year, another 2 years. GDP is going to be amazing. It's just not happening. And I think people who are struggling don't have time to listen to them blow smoke up their butt.
Yeah, no, because you know what? You need to eat every day. You need to have healthcare coverage. I mean, you're buying groceries. You've got your cost of living. You have to heat your home. You have to put gas in your car. It's just insane, and let's not forget the average price of a new car now, 50 grand.
Yeah. Yeah. And the polar vortex is coming back around again. We're supposed to have bitter cold temperatures this weekend. It drives the heating costs, and it's a lot. Bad things happen when things are cold for a long period of time, whether it's your car, your house, or yourself. And we're just super short-sighted in that everything's based on money, very little care for others. And if you have enough, then you can insulate yourself, as we always say. If your stack of money is this high, you can insulate yourself. Not a problem for you.
Oh yeah, you're not feeling it.
The majority of us have a problem. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, when your stack of money is that high, you are not feeling it. You're living in a completely different world than the rest of us.
For sure.
And the things that we deal with, you don't deal with. Again, these are people that they don't open their own mail.
I love that.
Somebody handles that. They don't pay their own bills. They don't do their own taxes.
They don't carry a wallet. They don't
They
have
don't carry
cash.
a wallet. Yeah, maybe they've got, a wad of hundreds that they, maybe hand out for tipping, but I doubt it.
Fuck no, man.
Frank
Shoot.
Sinatra used to.
Frank Sinatra wasn't the devil.
No, he wasn't. I mean, he was, a fairly generous guy, man. He would like fold them up neatly into little triangles and press them into his palm and give you the $100 handshake, or as he
Love
would call it, he would duke you.
that.
But I don't think you're seeing that among this class of billionaires. I mean, these are just
No, they're
they're
just
not
pigs.
quality people. They really don't care about anybody else but themselves.
You're right about that. It's pretty awful. And only us can really, not us, you and me, but only as a nation can we kind of push back. But we have to get out over this enthrallment with money. It's not everything. It doesn't help you when you're sick necessarily. Yes, it can go towards keeping you from getting sick, but you can't take it with you is kind of what I'm saying.
Can't take it with you. I mean,
You want to
look at
pass it
Elon
on to
Musk, man.
Junior, who's a hateful dummy. How much is enough? And then what? And then how productive are the people as it goes down the line when you have generational wealth? Usually leads to more trouble. Sometimes the struggle can be beneficial. Sometimes it can be a wake up. Sometimes it can bring camaraderie. It can bring community. There's a lot of pluses that come out of a struggle. Not all of us have it super easy. And I think we should respect that and be there for those that need help, as opposed to just saying, hey, I got mine, you get yours. I mean, it's Dick Cheney pulling up the ladder as if he got there on his own.
Oh yeah. I mean, growing up in Pittsburgh, we were all familiar with Andrew Carnegie, the Carnegie Libraries, Carnegie Mellon. And, Andrew Carnegie wasn't leaving it. He donated everything, his whole fortune. He wasn't leaving it to his heirs because he realized it was going to spoil them.
And there were laws about having to give. They didn't necessarily do it out of the goodness of their heart, though some may have. Now we've taken all those restrictions off. Do what you feel like.
Do what you feel like. Oh, and that inheritance tax that you and I, paid when our dad passed. You know what? Don't worry about that. You keep it. You worked hard for it.
That's right. And if it's over 15 million, maybe we'll talk a little bit.
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
It's insane. Well, on that note, I'm going to move to some happier ending stuff. I'm going to bring up this gentleman here, Kilmar Abrego Garcia. When it pops up, they ordered his immediate release from ICE custody. They really had nothing to charge him with. The judge was pretty defiant in the fact that he needed to be let out ASAP because what do you have on this gentleman? Now, of course, Bondi says he's a human trafficker. He's this, he's that, and the other. Yeah, sounds like some made up charges. They did try and send him to 6 different African countries. So they fully plan to go after him now that he's been released. But geez, maybe home for the holidays with his family. I mean, what? Is that such a terrible thing?
Oh, it's just ridiculous. It's insane.
It's pretty terrible. My other positive note was that Mike Lindell, the pillow guy, is running for Minnesota governor.
Who is funding this guy? I mean, he blew all of his money. I mean, how's this guy like coming up with these grandiose schemes?
I don't know, but if he's on the ballot, I'm feeling pretty confident about the other side because he is a boob.
He really is. That guy's out of his mind.
Absolutely. And then the last thing I was going to talk about was the Chiefs struggled this weekend. They had a pretty tough loss. It doesn't look like the streak of AFC championship title games is going to be in their future. And I was going to ask you what year it was that there was an AFC championship game without either Tom Brady or Mahomes in it.
Oh, man. We're really going back a ways, huh?
It's incredible.
I'm going to say, well, no, that's not right.
You should know this. How about that as a clue? You know one of the participants pretty well.
Okay, so it would have been the Steelers and Jesus, all I can think of is all the years they lost to the Patriots.
Well, the head coach of the other team liked women's feet. Does that help?
Oh, yeah, Steelers and Jets. Okay, 2010.
Mark Sanchez. Yep. Mark Sanchez and Big Ben Roethlisberger. That was the last AFC title game that didn't have either Mahomes or Brady in it.
Wow. That's
So you're looking
crazy.
at 15 years. That's a pretty amazing run.
That is an amazing run. And, I mean, we've seen it with every dynasty. I mean, the Packers got old, the Steelers got old, the Niners got old, the Cowboys got old. It happens.
Yeah.
People are kind of shocked, but dude, you play all those extra games, right? Every year when you have that kind of a streak, and it wears guys down.
And the game's so physical and fast, and yeah, it's hard to stay healthy. Chiefs had maybe some tough breaks. I don't think anybody has any sympathy for them, the way they've always been coddled by the referees anyway. Mahomes lost in that game to Buffalo, and all he did was complain, if you recall. But that wasn't playoffs. But my point being, sportsmanship, when they did lose, he didn't like the wide receiver was lined up offside in the neutral zone. Always some kind of excuse. Meanwhile, it's like, hey, you took that late hit. Hey, that was a phantom pass interference call. Hey.
Hey, they probably did get the first down on that touch push.
Yes.
Buffalo. Yeah. And, dude, I mean, their record last year in one-score games was amazing. They won them all. And, that's not sustainable.
Well, only if you're Mike Tomlin. I mean, his record in one-score games is pretty incredible. It's a cardiac event for any of the Steeler fans, but we saw it this past weekend. I mean, that offense can't gain a first down on 3 different drives that would have iced the game, and then it comes down to a defensive play at the end of the game where Lamar struggled. And,
I mean, and the Steelers they're very comfortable with playing that style. They're built to play that style because Mike Tomlin is very conservative, so they want to keep it close. They want to run the ball, which they couldn't do in crunch time. And trust your defense to hold on to it for you, which, that's philosophy.
Yeah,
for sure.
Well, I'm just saying as a fan, it makes it very difficult to watch. Okay.
Well, it does. Yeah. Some of the play calling's baffling and, but we're moving on.
Yeah, we're moving on. They have a big Monday night game against Miami this weekend. We'll see, or this Monday night. We'll see how it goes. But as always, go Steelers.
It's going to be tough if Watt can't play. I mean, I guess he's in the hospital now with a lung issue that I don't even know what happened there.
He was getting treatment from the training staff, and something happened. He's been in the hospital for 24 hours now, and hopefully it's not a Tyrod Taylor type of thing where they stabbed him in the lung or something.
Yeah.
We'll see. But everybody's got aches and pains and are missing guys this time of year. And if you want to be a playoff team and actually win a playoff game, these kind of games you have to win at home against a team that doesn't like playing in temperatures in the teens. They're historically bad, and hopefully they'll come out and try and get a win.
Oh, yeah. Well, I remember, I think it was 2013, maybe 2014, Miami came to Pittsburgh in a snowstorm and won.
I don't think it was in the teens, though, friend.
Well, it was pretty cold, though.
It wasn't in the teens, just saying.
Well, yeah. So
well, coming from the guy that was at the coldest Steeler game ever, okay, I think I know.
I don't know. The one I was at was pretty cold, man. But yeah, yours has been. They have called that the coldest game at Three Rivers. So I'll grant.
All I know is those guys were drinking so much whiskey. By the time I got back to the car, I was out cold. I was warm, but I was out cold. Unbelievable.
I was at the one where they gave the Oilers the extra set of downs or the extra down, and
that was pretty terrible.
That was pretty terrible. But that game was cold too.
Yeah, it was, but not the coldest is all I'm saying.
All right, I'll give.
Anyway, well, I appreciate your time today and getting back on track. Hopefully, I'll catch up with you later.
All right, sounds good. Well, it's good to be back. So nice job.
Oh, you too. Always good talking to you. I will talk at you later.
Reimagine.
Oh, you sound good.
See ya.